You're listening to a Frequency Podcast Network production.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Welcome to Friday. My name is Brock.
I'm Dalby.
A round of applause, actually, for you, Dalby.
Oh.
For actually coming into work this morning.
Shut up.
I was sitting here. I came into work. Dalby wasn't here yet. All of a sudden, I look at the time. I'm like, oh, shit. It's like 5:24.
For the record, I was fully planning on editing all references to me out of the podcast today, so I'm glad this is the intro.
I called him, and all I hear is, hello?
I'm not the most articulate person. I like to think that I'm a very well-spoken man.
Yeah.
But at 5 in the morning, when I am fully from the dead of sleep waking up to answer a phone, you got the best I had in me.
I know we've talked about it before. That's one of the worst ways to wake up is a phone call because it's never good news.
No, absolutely not. That's the thing is, like, I keep my phone on vibrate at all times because I'm always scared the ringer will go off in the studio or my microphone. So I literally woke up to what sounded like an alarm, like a and it's you calling. And I would say the only thing worse than waking up to a call from someone is if you work a job where it's supposed to be dark outside and you wake up to see light in the window.
Yeah.
That is just this moment of like, oh, it's so no!
Was there a part of you when you saw me calling, you were like, what the fuck does this guy want?
I woke up and I thought, I didn't see the time. I thought you were calling in sick. I thought you were calling me to let me know that, like, you weren't feeling well. You weren't.
You're like, oh
coming
man,
in.
fuck this guy.
And I was like, oh no, this better be a fucking emergency. And it was, in that the show started in 7 minutes and I was still naked at home.
Well, we're glad you made it in, buddy.
And thank you to any police officer that may have seen me this morning and just let me go.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Apparently, Florida is the best place you could be to survive an alien invasion.
I mean, I don't know if Florida's the best place you can be to survive, period. I don't know. How does it get better with aliens?
Apparently, the breakdown is because of all the Florida man stories online, they say that the aliens have probably seen that, thus making them not want to go there.
Right. Like they're getting like TV signals out in space and stuff like that, and they're going like, well, if we're landing on the planet, that's not where we're going.
I think if the aliens invade Earth, I think that would be like a nature reserve for them where they could go to observe like strange rituals, right?
It's one of two things. Either the aliens pull into the atmosphere and immediately blow up Florida, or they build a wall. And then, like you said, turn it into a human zoo.
Maybe the odd time go and hunt for sport or something.
Only the billionaire aliens.
I honestly think if we had to pick one person to represent the world, I think you just take a Florida man. Just
an average off the street living in a trailer Florida man?
Like, if that's the first impression of people that they have on Earth, they're going to be like, let's get the hell out of here. You just take anyone who's got a headline from the past 5 years.
He just comes strutting up wearing ripped khakis, a wife beater. He's got a gator under his arm for some reason.
Yeah.
What are y'all doing in that ship?
We might have the first UFO hijacking if that happens.
It's Grand Theft Auto 6.
I think the Florida man representing Earth goes one of two ways. They just leave because they're scared, or they get addicted to bath salts.
I don't know that bath salt addicted aliens is the best thing for our species, to be honest.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
When the aliens finally want to chat, who do you think should represent the human race?
I was thinking Aussie, but they'd probably nuke us.
I just don't think they would think very highly of our communicative skills if that's the first one they had.
I mean, if you think about it, if that's the first person they have come into contact, they're like, all right, I mean, this planet's dead. I do love the idea of Ozzy talking to the aliens and then being like, Sharon! Sharon!
The alien!
He's trying to say whatever he says in his language. They're trying to speak alien to him. He's just, oh, bloody hell, Sharon!
And they're looking at him like, oh, where's our translator?
You want to talk about translators? Somebody said Don Cherry.
Oh, my God. Don Cherry is probably not the best person to meet someone from out of town.
I mean, if anybody hates immigrants, you know. We do got someone else here on the phone. Who do you think should represent the human race?
Well, I think it should be David Attenborough. Because, I mean, the guy's done so much nature documentaries, and he's been around the science world and the planet. And, you know, he could just tell them, now the planet's screwed up. We screwed it up. We're screwed up. Just go.
You guys don't want to be here.
You know what? You've actually convinced me, because I was like, I know he'd be good at describing the scene, of telling us what was going on, but I didn't know about him talking. But him giving a proper David Attenborough, Planet Earth, you've arrived on a planet that is in absolute shambles.
Yeah.
Would be probably a great way to get them to be like, all right, we'll leave you be.
Yeah, just take your time destroying it, or we'll do it for you.
Yeah. It's essentially like when you're at the bar and you're hitting on a girl and some guy comes over, he's like, yo, you don't want any of
Pulls
that.
you aside, is like, I think it would be wise of you to remove yourself from the situation.
Yeah. Few people saying Joe Rogan in there.
No,
and I don't think
no.
so, man.
Come on.
Although Joe Rogan would probably just do a podcast with him.
Well, yeah, that's just it. Joe Rogan's going to sit down with some of the aliens. They're all going to get super high, which maybe means we could, like, break into their ship.
Yeah.
But in terms of, like, first communication, no.
All right, we'll take one last call. We got Mike on the phone. Mike, what do you think?
Ah, man, it's got to be Carrot Top, man. He shows up with that big box of props there and explains our entire civilization with a rubber duck or something, you know?
Dude, like 90% of the world hates Carrot Top.
I know. He'll show the better side of us, you know what I mean?
This is how we get rid of Carrot Top. Sounds more like it.
Yeah, no, they don't like him. They just zap him. We move on to the next guy. Maybe Elon Musk? I don't know.
You're just picking people to get rid of at this point.
You're just using the aliens to eliminate people now.
You never know.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
For the second time this year, we need to apologize. Message on the bad line here. Apparently someone is very frustrated with not only us, but everyone that works here at the station.
That 762-555 that you announce all the time, it just seems to go to cricket. After you guys go out there, so who the hell is actually reading these? God only knows. Probably is God, for all I know. So, yeah, very disappointed with the platform. And, yeah, why even have contests if I have no chance of winning?
Oh, come on.
So, come on, guys. These guys can do better. I don't know how friggin' word of the day guy Ed gets through every day.
Oh, leave Ed alone.
But, even if I would try, I cannot have the success as Ed's word of the day would have. So, your system is screwed up. Get it fixed, especially you, Brock and Dalby.
Oh,
Catching strays out here.
damn.
First off, we want to apologize.
Sorry.
To anyone who has ever texted in, if we have never responded to you, we are sorry, all right?
But at the same time, and I'm not trying to walk back the apology, we respond to a lot of people who text in during the course of the show. So if we've never responded to you, it might be your fault. It might be that your texts are kind of boring.
Now, he's also claiming that no one at the station ever responds back to him. I can't speak for anyone else who works here.
No.
But on
Sorry.
behalf of them, I'm sorry. Also, I do want to just apologize to Ed from the county for totally catching some strays here.
Yeah, word of the day guy, Ed.
It's the other one that Ed's word of the day.
What did Ed do?
Ed didn't do anything. You know how Ed gets his word of the day to us every day? Jody? He calls the bad line, just like you did.
On behalf of Jody, I want to apologize to Ed this morning because
That's
he
right.
did not deserve that.
Sorry.
Ed's just out here working hard to educate the people just because you didn't win a gas card or an OLG gift certificate.
And, you know, we've heard this complaint before, people saying, I never win anything, I never win anything. I've never won the lottery, and I buy 2 tickets every week.
Yeah, crazy that 649 has never called me personally to be like, here's your millions of dollars.
So on behalf of everybody that works here, we're sorry that you've never won
Sorry.
anything. And we're sorry that sometimes your texts don't get
Sorry.
replies.
But also, like, try harder.
Yeah.
Do better.
Yeah, just don't disrespect Ed, okay?
Leave Ed alone.
That's our guy, all right?
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
We're doing apologies on the show today because we got this message on the bad line.
That 762-555 that you announce all the time, it just seems to go to cricket. After you guys go out there, so who the hell is actually reading these? God only knows. Probably is God, for all I know.
He was continued to get mad that nobody replies to his text. Also, that he's never won contests.
I'll go ahead and say this to him and to anybody else. If you think God is reading your text messages, you better start sending better text messages.
Yeah, we should all apologize to God.
Sorry.
So we're doing apologies this morning since we had to apologize. And we've got a bunch in here on the text line at 762-555. First one says here, I'd like to apologize to the young guy I called a word we can't say on the radio the other day when he asked me twice where the batteries went on a gas-powered device.
Sorry.
I can see that being a name-calling situation. Not that word, but you apologize, so, it's whatever. This one just says, sorry to my coworker that I call a pretty princess.
Sorry.
Oh, we got another one here. It says, sorry to my old coworker, Norm. Sorry that you're short and sadistic, but hey, that's life.
Sorry.
Lisa says, I'm sorry to my coworker for educating you on how to do your job yesterday like you were a 10-year-old.
Sorry.
Got another one here. It says, I just want to apologize to my buddy. Sorry for making you pay for lunch yesterday, knowing damn well I can't pay you back.
Sorry.
You're not sorry. You're not sorry at all. Sam says, I'm sorry to the hydro workers who I was internally pissed off with because they left me without power for 5 days.
Sorry.
I mean, apologies to all the hydro workers and all the flack that they're catching. They're just trying to do their jobs.
They're just out there trying to do their job, and they get yelled at a lot.
Sorry.
Someone said, apologies to the taxi driver I had last weekend. My bad for puking in your car.
Sorry.
Oof.
Just one says, sorry to my wife about how squeaky our bedroom door is. I promise I'm going to fix it.
Sorry.
It's on the spring list, you know?
It's up there. I just got to get all the tools.
We got a text in here from Shannon. She says, I want to apologize to my husband for ordering more stuff off of Amazon this morning.
Sorry.
This one says to my partner, I'm sorry I said I didn't know where the remote was. I was sitting on it the whole time. I just don't want to watch Love is Blind.
Sorry.
This one here just says, I want to apologize to the black Audi parked at Walmart that I dinged yesterday.
Sorry.
Should have parked further away from the door. That's his fault, not yours. Don't worry about it.
And we'll wrap up with this one here. Stacy says, I want to apologize to all my friends for dating Brian. And I'm really sorry that I brought him to Cancun with us.
Sorry.
Brian, you ruined everything, man.
I need to know more details. What happened in Cancun?
What did you do, Brian?
Sorry. This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Apparently, with so many people still being without power in the province, yesterday, the Dougie Ford announced that he is planning on visiting people who are still without power this weekend. And I asked the question, but why?
Why are they being punished? They're already going through so much. What, are you going to come over and play cards?
Yeah, he says he plans to go and visit the people affected by the prolonged power outages to talk to them and give them support. Unless you're going to turn the power on.
Right.
If he showed up at my door, I'd be like, what do you want?
Like, unless you're showing up with candles and ice packs with, like, food and stuff like that. Like, why? What are we doing here?
He's going to just go up to everyone's feet and go,
just try and gently warm
shows
them
up with a warm bucket of water and a sponge.
Just a nice little hug to kind of get the blood circulating again, you know?
He's like, I'll snuggle you if you want.
He's going to go around with just a little portable hibachi grill and just make everybody one hot
he's showing
dog.
up with those breakfast sandwiches. That's what he's doing.
See? Now I'm okay with it.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
So we had gotten this call this morning.
Okay, I want to apologize to my girlfriend last week when I let a fart go in bed while I was sleeping and it could hang an axe.
I have never heard that term before. Hang an axe?
I imagine the air is just thick enough that you could hang an axe in the cloud?
Could hang an axe?
I Googled it. That's not an actual, I think that's an original fart term.
That's just this guy.
I'm keeping that one in my back pocket, man.
Absolutely, man. Sometimes you guys give us some of the most creative ideas. And that's the thing. It feels like as humans, we get our most creative when we're describing things that are kind of gross.
Well, it got us thinking here. There's so many different terminologies you could use for either tools or the trades to say that you're passing gas, you know?
Oh, absolutely. Tell somebody that fart stripped all my screws.
I'm ripping a bench grinder.
That sounded like a belt sander on wet wood.
That was a circuit breaker.
That thing had more torque than an impact wrench.
Sounds like I got to change the furnace filter there.
That fart filled all the cracks in my driveway.
I think a condenser coil might have blew.
I'm going to use that as a pegboard to hang my tools.
Oh, I think the aerator came loose there.
Brother, that sounded like a lawnmower crying for help.
Did you hear that? Sounds like my air supply duct just opened there.
That fart had enough force to pressure wash my deck.
Ooh, someone's cutting sheet metal in here.
That ripped so hard it sanded my 2x4s.
Oh, did you hear that? Sounds like my supervisor's speaking.
Oh, safety's here.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Japan has space lasers. I don't want to dance around this. They've got space lasers that they are using or plan on using to shoot garbage out of space.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, Astroscale Japan Inc. is the name of the company. They've been developing this technology. They've got contracts with the government and stuff like that. We're becoming worried just in general as a planet of all of the junk we've left orbiting our Earth.
So we're just going to start launching more of it into space and just killing it?
So this it won't live in space. From what I can tell, it'll be able to like maneuver around or whatever, and it'll be able to go up to the junk and fire lasers at the garbage, either straight up disintegrating it or pushing it into a slow descent into the atmosphere where it'll burn up. It'll start knocking things down, and that'll clear up all the junk floating around our planet.
So this is just how we piss off the aliens even more? We just pollute their environment? Is that the answer?
I don't know about the pollution, but I do think you maybe have a point of like, we're sending weaponry into space and shooting it off into the distance.
It also, I mean, if you want to hit up Conspiracy Corner for a second, you could also take the angle of, is the lasers actually for garbage?
Right.
Or is this for something else?
Is it pointed up or is it pointed down? Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, the Japanese space lasers are pointed down over top of our country or something like that.
Well, I'm not even saying that. I'm saying, are they waiting for something from the skies?
Oh, you think this is like the situation, like how they didn't tell anybody about the asteroid in Armageddon until it was already too late.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, trying to hide it from us. I mean, I hope that it's just garbage disposal, but now you've got me nervous.
Then again, you're right. They could still be mad about Hiroshima, so who knows?
Dude, what a job that would be. Imagine meeting somebody, they're like, oh, what do you do for a living? I fly around space and shoot lasers at garbage. No big deal.
Yeah.
Just cleaning up the planet.
I'd be like, have you had your meds today?
I assume the training for this job is having just played a lot of Atari back in the day.
Yeah.
A lot of Space Invaders. I got those lasers on lock, just zipping them around the atmosphere.
Let's just hope that cats aren't in space.
If the aliens are some sort of feline species and we're now shooting lasers all over outer space, they are going to be pissed.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
All right, we've got a $100 Lotto Max ticket for the finale of VeggieTales this morning.
$22 million Lotto Max jackpot. Whether you're winning your tickets, you're buying your tickets, you've got a chance to win that jackpot here tonight. But we're going to give away $100 in tickets to the finest eggplant in the bunch.
Yes, we've got 3 eggplants on the line. Whoever does the best impression of what they think an eggplant would sound like will win the $100 in Lotto Max tickets. And remember, if you are not one of our eggplants, that does mean you are a judge this morning, so act accordingly. 762-555. You can cast your votes over there, all right? We will start on line 1 here. Hey, good morning. Who's this?
It's Tim.
Tim, how you doing this morning?
Wonderful.
Are you ready?
Beautiful day.
Are you ready to play?
Oh, yeah.
All right, you understand how the game works?
Oh, yeah, I'm not just going to list off how you can do eggplant.
Perfect. All right, we'll count you in from 3 to 1 here, buddy. 3, 2, 1. Let's hear that eggplant impression.
Hey, baby, I'm eggplant. You know me. I'm soft. I'm smooth. You can bread me. You can cover me in marinara sauce. Let's get pickled and I'll slide right into your DM.
Fantastic work. Fantastic work.
I don't know how I feel about using a sexy voice and then saying covered in marinara sauce.
That was the plan.
Well done, Tim. Well done. Stay on hold, all right, buddy?
Yep.
I'm not here to yuck anyone's yum. I'm just saying how it made me feel.
Oh, all right. Let's go to line 2. Hey, good morning. Who's this?
Joey.
Joey. All right. You ready to play?
Yes, sir.
All right. You understand how it works, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Let's hear that eggplant impression.
Hey, guys, I'm Mr. Eggplant. When your daddy's not around, I'm your mom's favorite toy.
Jesus.
You can use me in all different ways. Mr. Eggplant's long and smooth, and I'll take care of all your needs.
All right. Okay.
That wasn't even an impression. That was just Joey's voice.
Very creepy. All right. Let's go to line 3 here. Hey, good morning. Who's this?
Hey, it's Bobby. What's going on?
Oh, living the dream, Bobby. How's you?
Oh, same thing. Beautiful day.
All right, Bobby. Are you ready to play?
Yep.
All right. Let's hear your impression of an eggplant in 3, 2, 1. Take it away.
Hey, it's me, an eggplant. So sometimes I like to hang out with the steak and a little bit of Parmesan, and sometimes I like to talk dirty to the girls through the text, but only when I've had a few little glasses of wine in me.
Good job, Bobby. Are eggplants Italian?
I mean, if you do like an eggplant parm, right? Something like that. I see where he's coming from.
All right, let's weigh out the options. Eggplant 1, 2, or 3. What are we thinking here?
Let's not say 2.
Yeah.
No offense, Joey. Thanks for trying.
I really liked 1.
1 was really good.
But also line 3 was great, too.
I feel like Bobby did more of an impression. Like, he put on more of a voice. But I don't think that should disqualify Tim, because I think Tim's was also very funny.
Text line saying Tim, actually.
If Tim is the way that they're going, I'm certainly not going to stand here and say they're wrong.
Tim, congratulations. You are the eggplant of the day, my friend. You get a
Beautiful.
A round of applause and $100 in Lotto Max tickets. All right, my man?
Thank you.
No one on this planet in this species has been referred to as the eggplant of the day before right now. So well done.
It's a title I will cherish forever.
If you do happen to win the jackpot tonight, some nickels and dimes for the fellas, or at least a bunch of eggplants.
Oh, you know it.
Oh, hell yeah, buddy.
Want to be a part of the podcast?
Leave a message on the Bad Line.
The Bad Line is the answering machine for the Brock and Dalby Show.
To get the number, text the word BAD to 762-555.
Thanks for listening to the Brock and Dalby podcast.